Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile. I don't know if you knew this, but anyone can get the same premium wireless for $15 a month plan that I've been enjoying. It's not just for celebrities. So do like I did and have one of your assistants switch you to Mint Mobile today. I'm told it's super easy to do at mintmobile.com/switch.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan, equivalent to $15 per month required. Intro rate first 3 months only, then full price plan options available. Taxes and fees extra. See full terms at mintmobile.com.
For your real life and real future, Tom and Don are talking real money.
Only because we think it might make a real difference in how you enjoy your life. And we try to share with you the way this is supposed to work, the way this is actually supposed to work. Money is, investing is actually far simpler than you might imagine. Give us a call at 877-397-5666. It's free, it's easy, and you get a magazine. And Mike, you're next. Welcome to Talking Real Money.
Hey, Mike.
Hey, I'm just pulling off here so I can talk and not drive at the same time.
That is a great idea.
Man, playing it
So
safe.
my
I love that.
interest is the idea on Personal Capital is an online app that you can load up all your data and keep track of your investments. It's a free app, but also with the opportunity to get investment advice if you pay. If you put money into it, I think the fee is like 0.9 per year.
Yeah, we're familiar with them.
Have invested.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And also there's Betterment. I don't know if you know about Betterment.
Yes, we certainly do. Mm-hmm.
Depending on the amount that you put in, you can anywhere be as low as 0.25 up to 0.9.
Yep.
No advice required, but really low overhead costs for that. What is your impression of those two opportunities?
Here's the thing. I like the robo offerings generally, but for the right situation. So, for example, if you're coming in, getting close to retirement or another major decision, most of the time people need to get some sort of professional advice. And then here's the struggle, Mike, is we could give you a couple of mutual funds. We do it on the show from time. Just go buy these funds, you'll be okay. The problem is people either don't buy the funds or something bad happens along where the market does something and it forces them to change their behavior. If you told me, look, I've managed to tune this out, I'm okay, I can use a robo, then robos are pretty doggone good. I do know Personal Capital because I think that's a place where you can enter all your stuff and they'll take a look at it. I believe you get a little bit of advice. Most people have struggled with this.
It's 0.89.
Yeah, and our highest
fee, 90 basis points.
Yeah, our highest fee is 90 basis points. You're going to get more service, more help, more advice, more discipline if you have an advisor helping you along the way here. If you say I don't need that, you're going to be okay doing the robos. Don?
Here are the two choices. And Tom, you said it really well, but it's just pretty darn simple. If you know, not just think, but I need you to be absolutely 100% certain.
And you could use the letter thing that we talked about before, too. Remember that? Writing
a letter.
Yeah, writing the letter.
Yourself.
The market's great now, but how am I going to feel when it goes down? That might be an approach. But go ahead.
But you really do have to know yourself very well. If you know that you are going to be able to steel yourself to market declines, allow your robo to continue to rebalance. In other words, sell your winners and buy your losers, even though it hurts like heck. Robos are great. If you're going to get into personalized investment management, I think you need to skip the robos, even the Personal Capital.
And here's
some extent, because you're not getting that real person, that human being who's always yours.
And we have recommended, and we do, and again, this was part of my Dads and Grads program, hope to get to later, for grads to use Acorns, because that basically is a robo. It's a rounding service. The money goes there, and then you get it managed for you. But
in terms of
this
your situation,
yes.
Mike, you really have to decide. If I can control my emotions, robo. If I can't, get an advisor. And I would suggest that you really vet your advisors well, that you call a lot of different people. You don't just look at Personal Capital. You go, like we suggest, go to dfaus.com and get a list of advisors who follow the scientific approach we believe in your area.
Is that information available on your website? I can pull it up and research.
You just go to dfaus.com.
dfaus.com. You can type in I believe it's your zip code there, and you can get a list of advisors in your area. That'd be a good place to start. Good advice, Don. Well done.
Thanks for the call,
work you've done today. Good work.
It's pretty much all the work I've done today. Oh,
I
no,
wasn't
Debbie
gonna
had me
go
working
there.
around the house.
Oh, yeah,
we
your
were
kitchen.
cleaning cabinets out.
It looks good. Wow.
I hate doing that. I hate it. Because I become the guy who runs around. 877-397-5666.
Tom and Don are talking real money.
Quick break. In addition to our Talking Real Money podcast, we have a few other tools to help you gain a better understanding of the concept of real investing. Of course, there's Real Investing Journal. That's offered in both a free online version and in an inexpensive printed magazine. Explore both those options at realinvestingjournal.com, realinvestingjournal.com. Then we teach classes. We offer most of our live classes in the Seattle area because that's where most of our offices are, but most of you live elsewhere. That's why we're now offering the same classes that Tom and I taught at Retire Meet online right now, free at talkingrealmoney.com under the video link. Just go to talkingrealmoney.com and then click on the video link. You'll see them right there. Finally, we also manage the wealth or the budding wealth of hundreds of folks like you through our fee-only 100% fiduciary investment advisory firm, Vestory. You'll find our approach is consistent with the message we've been sharing for decades. We always put our clients' needs first. Our fees are among the lowest of any non-robo advisor, and constant education is one of our core values. Visit Vestory.com for more information on our firm and to take our free no-obligation risk quiz to better understand the level of investment volatility you can tolerate. That's Vestory.com, Vestory.com.
Reality radio for a really great future. We're talking real money.
And we're going to try really hard to make your life better in the future by helping you understand that people aren't always looking out for your best interests when it comes to money. You need to look out for your own best interests. So give us a call at 877-397-5666. Jackie, you're next. Welcome to Talking Real Money.
Hi, Jackie.
Hi, guys. I'm 36. I'm getting ready to start a new job, and I'm trying to figure out, because I was forced by an abuser to remove almost everything from my IRA, how much I need to start putting back in and how much I need to be investing to catch up to where I need to be for a 36-year-old investor.
Well, that's a great question. I mean, in a general sense, because even 36, you're not going to think so, but it's pretty young, really.
It's young.
And you
Trust
got a
me,
long time.
it's young.
Yeah, we can tell you that. But I mean, if you set aside, for example, 15% of your income, which is relatively aggressive in some ways, but if you did that, probably even for the next 20 years, you might be in decent shape. Did your employer have any sort of match to your retirement plan at work?
No, it's not an IRA through work. This is one I set up with Fidelity a long time ago, and it's my own personal thing.
But do you have an IRA at work? I mean, a 401k at work?
No. I don't remember. I would have to check again.
Well, you want to know that because especially if they have a match, because you want to get the free money, right? In other words, if they put money in, some plans are dependent on whether or not you contribute. You want to at least get that money. And it might make sense to save there for some reasons rather than the IRA. But as you know, the maximum you could put in your individual retirement account at age 36 is $5,500 a year. In a 401k plan, you could put up to $18,000 away a year. So you can see how there's some certain advantages to perhaps using the company retirement plan.
Yeah, I can see that. By the way, I'm a long-time listener and a first-time caller.
That's very kind. Thank you.
I also took the risk quiz myself.
Yes.
And ended up being with a 46 risk tolerance and in risk group 3.
Yeah.
You're middle of the road.
Yeah, that suggests that you don't have a lot of tolerance for risk. I mean, because at 36, we'd hope to see you more up like 60 to 70. Which is fine. We're not judging. We're just saying that's how you feel about money, volatility, markets, all that kind of thing. So it's an important lesson to learn.
So the IRA max contribution, that's $5,500, and the 401k is $18,000. Now that's I'm assuming that's what the IRS allows for.
Yes.
Yeah.
That doesn't change until you hit age 50.
Yeah,
at
50 it goes up 1,000.
Yeah, you can do $6,500 on the IRA and $24,000 in a company retirement plan.
And 15% income would probably get me where I want to be, obviously.
Oh, it's none of this is absolute or accurate. We'd have to really sit down and determine what your future needs might be, and even that is difficult to determine at your age.
Yeah.
But 10 to 15% is a good number for most people. It's a great way to get started. 10 years from now, you can kind of look back and go, am I on track? Do I think I'm going to be where I need to be? If not, do I need to adjust it up a little bit or down a little bit? And remember, as you get older, typically your income increases, so the amount you're putting away increases. And the benefits of compounding are massive.
And the other thing for you to consider at your relatively young age is perhaps going Roth on at least some of that money, because then that's going to grow tax-free. In a regular IRA, as you know, the money grows tax-deferred. At some point, you have to take that out and pay the government for the pleasure of letting it sit there and grow for a long period of time. So there's reasons to move the money around, especially in your 30s, Roth and regular IRA or regular 401k and Roth 401k. So there's some options there. But as Don said, I think 10 to 15%, great start.
Absolutely.
Well, I do have my IRA is actually a Roth,
okay.
As a matter of fact.
There you go.
So 10 to 15 is where I need to start. Well, guys, that's a really good help, and I really appreciate it, and I'm going to keep listening as much as I can.
That is
All
our
right.
pleasure.
We
Thank you for
appreciate
joining us. And by the way, so this does bring to mind the whole Roth thing. This is something we've talked about, and because people are giving gifts right now, we'll talk a little bit more about why it makes sense for a kid. Instead of giving them something they'll use, I love your advice here, Don, giving them something they'll use once. How about putting that money into a Roth IRA that they'll really enjoy for a long time?
For that college graduate, if they've got an earned income. Oh, my gosh.
It's a great
gift. We'll
gift.
talk more about that, and we'll try to help you muddle through life's financial problems. 877-397-5666.
Tom and Don are talking real money.
We hope you're enjoying one of the more unique podcasts out there, but we want to remind you that there are other tools we offer to help you get educated about what we call real investing. We publish Real Investing Journal both as a free online version and in an inexpensive printed magazine. You can check those out at realinvestingjournal.com. Then we offer classes, most of which are in the Seattle area, but now we've got a couple of the classes that we taught at Retire Meet online for free at talkingrealmoney.com under the video link. Just go to talkingrealmoney.com, click on the video link. And finally, we rarely mention it, but we also manage wealth for hundreds of folks and well over $250,000 through our fee-only 100% fiduciary investment advisory firm, Vestory. We manage money just as we talk about it. We always put our clients first. Our fees are low, and we educate you on a regular basis. Go to Vestory.com to learn more, and you can take our free no-obligation risk quiz to understand the level of investment volatility you can tolerate. That's Vestory.com, Vestory.com.
Your guides to a really great financial future. Tom and Don are talking real money.
And we are thrilled to be able to do this every week. We do it live.
It's my favorite 2 hours, I'll be honest with you.
Me too.
I love it.
This really is my
It's fun
favorite
to
part of
talk
the
to
week.
y'all. Yeah.
We don't, but if you are listening at another time, we have, by the way, the podcast is all new. If you want to go listen to the podcast, it's cool. What we've done is we're editing it into 3 20-minute podcasts.
Oh. You hadn't even told me this. Okay.
I didn't even tell you. I just did some research, discovered that the optimal length for a podcast, people don't like to listen past about 20 to 25 minutes.
Okay.
So what we've done is each week we've taken the show and turned it into 3 standalone podcasts. So you can listen when you want. It's you end up getting a little bit more of the show, and you can call us though on Saturdays at noon Pacific time or 3 p.m. Eastern, so you know when to call. All right.
Wow, that was a nice explanation.
Got a lot of good reviews, too, on the podcast. Oh, my gosh. The reviews have been at iTunes. Wow. Great reviews.
Thank you
should
for
go look.
that. Yeah, okay.
You would be happy to see that.
Then somebody'd have to show me how to go do that.
Oh, that's true, yeah. You have an iPhone. It's there.
There goes Monday.
There goes the whole dang day, teacher. Tom, it's that button there.
Nah, forget it.
This button? No.
Yeah.
Judy, you're up next. Welcome to Talking Real Money.
Hi, Judy. How can we help
you?
you?
Did they tell you what my question was?
Please. No, they did not. So if you could go ahead and share
we like
with
being
us.
surprised.
Yeah. What do you got?
Okay. I have a condo that I bought for 24 years ago, and now it's gone up in price exponentially. And if I sell, I'll get a good chunk of money. It'll be under $500,000. But what's the best way for a person over 75 to invest that? Someone said an annuity would be a good thing, and then you get some money.
No, we're going to shut them down. No, but I mean, what's the purpose of the money that you'd be getting from the condo sale? What are you going to use it for?
I'm not going to buy another house.
Okay.
I'm probably going to rent.
Okay. So the money, do you need the money to provide income?
Well, some. Okay. But not. I don't really need that much for income.
Okay, and I want to stop you right. I want to stop you right there because this is an annuity. Basically, is handing the money to somebody else and then having them pay you an income. That's the purpose of an annuity. So if you told me I need an income, then I wouldn't consider anything. By the way, from an insurance company that is an annuity. You could buy an immediate annuity from somebody else, but anyway, taking that off the plate for just a moment.
We don't trust Mr.
Yeah, I don't. No. So then so what you're really asking is how much risk you should take with the money. Should it be in stocks or in bonds, or how do I invest this? That's what I'm getting from you, correct?
Yep, that's it. Hi, Tony.
Well,
hi, Tony.
The problem is there's not an absolute answer.
Yeah.
This is the problem with our industry, is that it is because potential clients expect absolute answers. The industry is willing to give you the absolute answer that is absolutely wrong because it can't be right because they don't know a doggone thing about you. You have to invest this in a way that fits you as a human being, and I guarantee you are different than all the rest of them. You need to know how much volatility you can stand. How much bouncing around can you tolerate? A lot of people will say absolutely none, but then you have a problem. You'll make no money, zero money. Absolute safety means absolutely no return. As a matter of fact, it usually means, almost guarantees, a negative return.
And so then
I didn't expect absolutely nothing.
Okay. I mean, and I didn't. Yeah, we suggested earlier someone take the risk quiz as a starting point because that gives you kind of an idea of, as Don said, what your personality's like around money. And you simply go to vestory.com and click on risk quiz. It's free.
And it is, in fact, truly, totally free.
Yeah. So, but I mean, that would be a starting point because if you told us I need to make blank on the money, then we could start getting into, your stock to bond ratio, all that kind of stuff. But as Don said, to just call, and this is, by the way, the most asked question I ever get. How should I invest today? And that is what you're really asking then is what's the market going to do tomorrow? And we don't have an answer for you there, sadly. We wish we did.
I didn't expect an answer like that.
Yeah, but an annuity we generally believe is not the best thing because, one, you're giving your money away. You no longer own that money. You can't do a thing with it except the insurance company is going to pay you a check every month. And that check is calculated in such a way that the insurance company assures themselves in aggregate with all of their clients a very nice return. You're betting you're going to live a long time. They're betting they have a pretty good idea when you're going.
I think I know when I'm going to.
Then you're ahead of most of them.
Yeah, that's beyond mine.
Know.
Well,
we appreciate the call. Thanks for being a part of the show. 877-397-5666 is our phone number, 877-397-5666. I don't even know how much time we have.
Well,
there it is. Yeah. Okay, we've got a couple minutes.
Yeah, and I want to mention a couple. I mentioned a couple of the dads and grads thing. For a grad, I know we get some arguments about this, but I still think it's a great place to get people started saving. Have your kids hook up their bank accounts to Acorns.
I know. We do get a little pushback, but it's the silliest pushback.
Yeah, I'm not going to argue about it anymore. But acorns.com, you simply hook up your bank account there. It's a rounding service. The nickels, quarters, dimes come out of your account. They go into not just a jar that's sitting there losing to inflation. They're actually invested at a very
Mine's
low
a pig.
cost.
I got a pig, not a jar.
It's very low cost. And then for dads, for your kids and grandkids, you could use the Utah Savings, the Utah 529 plan, UESP.org. I think it's a great way to get young people's young people's education savings going. It's a 529 plan. Your money comes out tax-free. It's very low cost, and I'd use the age-based program there that adjusts for where your children or grandchildren are in their lives.
Right, but this one, though, the grad thing, it's not the kind of thing you should look at for a
No, I was saying for
senior.
for dads. For dads.
For
No,
dad.
you're too late then.
Oh, I see. You're throwing
dads
the Father's
and
Day
dads,
connection
dads and
in
that's
there.
everybody's advertising that now. So I thought
These holidays are so silly.
And then we already mentioned the Roth IRA. I think if you have a young person, again, a child or a grandchild that has earned income, to set up a Roth IRA, fantastic. Absolutely fantastic.
I love Roth IRAs for
do
kids.
too. It's just
I don't know why everybody. If you have a kid who even makes $50
doesn't matter
in earned income in the course of a year, you should establish a Roth IRA. You can do it with $50. You can go to TD Ameritrade.
TD Ameritrade, and then you can buy the VT, Victory Tom, and there you go.
Which
You're
is the
invested.
Vanguard Total World Index ETF.
Yeah, it's fantastic. And there's a certain 9-year-old in my household who this year will have a Roth IRA.
You're going to give her
9 years. Yeah, she can do it. She can work for her mom because it's family
she has
business.
Earned income.
Yep, she has earned income. So
that's awesome, and it. You have no idea. You do it today. Your kid could be a multi-millionaire. Plus, you're getting them in the habit not just of saving, but of actually investing, and investing in a way that is likely to keep them out of a whole lot of trouble down the road, a whole lot of trouble, because they're learning what real investing is about. And boy, I didn't at that age.
No,
you didn't.
I had no
Nobody
idea.
invested anything for me.
Nope.
I wish.
Don't feel bad for yourself.
I keep doing the class, and I say, if somebody give me $10,000, they didn't.
Tom and Don are talking real money.
Quick break. In addition to our Talking Real Money podcast, we have a few other tools to help you gain a better understanding of the concept of real investing. Of course, there's Real Investing Journal. That's offered in both a free online version and in an inexpensive printed magazine. Explore both those options at realinvestingjournal.com, realinvestingjournal.com. Then we teach classes. We offer most of our live classes in the Seattle area because that's where most of our offices are, but most of you live elsewhere. That's why we're now offering the same classes that Tom and I taught at Retire Meet online right now, free at talkingrealmoney.com under the video link. Just go to talkingrealmoney.com and then click on the video link. You'll see them right there. Finally, we also manage the wealth, or the budding wealth, of hundreds of folks like you through our fee-only 100% fiduciary investment advisory firm, Vestory. You'll find our approach is consistent with the message we've been sharing for decades. We always put our clients' needs first. Our fees are among the lowest of any non-robo advisor, and constant education is one of our core values. Visit Vestory.com for more information on our firm and to take our free no-obligation risk quiz to better understand the level of investment volatility you can tolerate. That's Vestory.com, Vestory.com.
For your real life and real future, Tom and Don are talking real money.
And if you don't have the job you want that you need to contribute to your Roth, and you're interested in the investing business, you'd like to get started in this business, or you've got some experience in this business, and you're looking for a firm that's actually going to tell people the truth, you'll have to work for a living. I'm sorry, that's part of the deal, but we're looking for client services people at Vestory because Vestory is growing. Just go to Vestory.com, and it's right there at the bottom of the page. Go to Vestory.com, Vestory.com.